How's it going, everybody? Thank you very much. I always appreciate you watching. I'm Orlando Ruiz Jr. Welcome to another classic movie review. This is my review of one of my all-time favorite classics from 1975 from director Steven Spielberg, his second big screen theatrical release, but technically his third film if you count his made-for-TV movie Duel. But of course, I am talking about 1975's Jaws, the original summer blockbuster, the one that started it all, from a novel from Peter Benchley from 1974. This movie, you have a small New England beach town known as Amity. It is a summer town after all, and so they depend on summer dollars and the tourists to come around every summer and use the beaches. But on this particular summer, on this 4th of July weekend, they're having some big issues with the killer shark. The shark in this movie is quite territorial, especially after having a little bite to eat at the expense of an unfortunate girl at the beach at the opening of the film, which is one of the greatest opening scenes in movies. Starring in this masterpiece, you have Roy Scheider from movies like All That Jazz, Blue Thunder, Sorcerer, The French Connection, Marathon Man, and he's great in this movie as Chief Brody, the guy that's trying to hold everything together and save everybody by just trying to do his job and protect everybody at the beach from this big threat, this killer shark. Co-starring in the film, you also have the great Robert Shaw, an actor that I enjoy whenever I see him pop up in anything on screen. He's great in movies like From Russia with Love and The Sting and The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, the original. And in this movie, he plays the character of Quint. The character of Quint in this movie is a real piece of work. He's this no-nonsense, gruff, tough guy, expert shark hunter who shows up at the right time when the people of Amity Island are having this real issue with this killer shark and offers $10,000 for his services. And, they kind of have to think about that because they want to wait and see a little bit. It's the old wait and see what happens. Let's wait and see how many people the shark can eat before they decide to actually do something about it. And rounding out our main trio of the film, you also have the great Richard Dreyfuss from movies like American Graffiti and Tin Men and Mr. Holland's Opus and Close Encounters of the Third Kind and What About Bob? Goes on and on. Richard Dreyfuss is great, and he plays the character of Hooper, an oceanographer slash shark aficionado. After the first initial shark attack, Roy Scheider's character Chief Brody realizes he needs a shark expert, and that's where Richard Dreyfuss's Hooper character comes in. He's recruited to help out with this problem. For horror movie buffs, the kill count in this movie in terms of people eaten by the shark isn't a big number, but this movie is all about the quality, not the quantity, and the scenes where you do get those shark attacks are very well done, very well directed. For a movie that is rated PG, because this did after all come out in the mid-1970s and PG-13 wasn't even a thing until the mid-1980s, there is a fair amount of blood in this movie. It is mostly in the water, but the scenes involving the shark attacks are very effective, especially when you consider that no one is safe in this movie. Not pets, not kids. And when you have the mayor of this little New England beach community who wants to keep the beaches open because, it's all about money. It's all about summer dollars and the bottom line. It really makes things difficult for Chief Brody to keep everybody safe. And before you know it, Chief Brody and Hooper and Quint got to go out on this boat and go after the shark themselves and take it down. And you got the great John Williams music score, very iconic and memorable theme, which is spoofed in all kinds of movies and TV shows throughout the years. When our three main characters go out on the Orca, that's the name of Quint's boat, they have a bit of clashing at times, but they go after the shark together and they do have a bit of bonding in the process, and every now and then the music from John Williams takes on a bit of an adventurous kind of feel. There are many great things about this film. You have a great music score, you have outstanding acting, you have great composition of scenes and great cinematography, you have a great script, very tight and perfect pacing throughout the film. But one of my favorite aspects of the film, although this is in the end a monster movie when it comes down to it, it also has great character moments and very great quiet moments that I really appreciate. One of my favorite moments is a scene with Chief Brody and his son when he's really stressed out about everything that's going on, and he's sitting at the table in the kitchen opposite his son right next to him, and his son is mimicking every movement he's making. There's this little moment that I love with Chief Brody and his wife, played by actress Lorraine Gray, where their son is out on this little boat, and Chief Brody has been looking at this book, doing research on sharks and looking at pictures of bites and real victims and stuff, gets them all scared. And so he tells this boy, "Get out of there, boy, get out of that boat and come in the house." And his wife is like, "No, no, he's okay, leave him alone, it's his present, he's having fun." And then she glances at a picture in the book, one of those really ugly looking pictures where a shark is jumping onto a boat and like biting it in half. and then she switches up real quick and she's like, boy, get your ass out here, listen to your father. There's also a really standout suspenseful scene in the third act that involves one of our main characters going into a shark cage, which goes into the water, while this character goes in there with a spear with some tranquilizer stuff on the tip that's supposed to knock out the shark, but it doesn't go all that smooth. But yes, people do get eaten in this, and the movie does a very good job at convincing you that people are getting eaten by this shark, which when you watch the movie, we all know isn't real. But it all comes down to whoever you are as a viewer. If you are able to suspend disbelief, then you will have a good time with this movie. If you're someone that cannot suspend disbelief, then the effects in this movie might not hold up all that well, considering it is a 50-year-old movie. There is a great tension-filled moment in the second act where Chief Brody is on the beach and he's aware of the shark being out there because there have been a couple attacks, and so he is on guard and he's very paranoid, looking around, and everybody's having fun. A lot of people are in the water, and so everybody's splashing around, and sometimes it looks like there could be a shark, but then he takes a closer look and it's just somebody like screaming and messing around and having fun. And so the movie is really good at playing with your emotions in that way at times, and then before you know it, people do get eaten, and there are some really good jump scares throughout the film. Given that this movie is so well made with such a terrific script, very memorable performances and likable characters, and a very entertaining story, it's a movie you can throw on any old time of the year, and I also recommend it for the spooky season of Halloween in October. But yeah, Jaws from 1975, it is a 4-star masterpiece from one of the greatest filmmakers of all time, Mr. Steven Spielberg. You can most certainly find this classic on streaming, but if you know me, you know I'm a hard copy kind of guy, and here is my copy right there on Blu-ray. As you can see there, this is the iconic poster and cover of the film. Thank you all very much for watching this classic movie review. I always appreciate it. If you're into movies, if you're into classics, if you're into this kind of thing, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications on more reviews from me coming out very soon. If you're a returning viewer, thank you very much for your support and your views. I always appreciate it. Please don't forget to comment, share, like. It always helps. And if you're going into the water at the beach this summer, please be careful and look out for a fin that's just hovering above, looking for some dangling feet. But everybody take care of each other. Please be safe, and God bless. Bye-bye.